Om Sang Saraswati Namaha. Namaste. Namaste, everyone. On page 103, we'll begin with name number 451. Push that one back in. Om Fu Shvaha. Om Wa Swaha. Om Swa Swaha. Om Wa Swa Swaha. Om Tarikai Swaha. Om Tarayaki Swaha. Om Totalayaki Swaha. Om Tulasi Priyayaki Swaha. Om Tantriyaki Swaha. Om Tantrurupayaki Swaha. Om Tantrakayaki Swaha. Om Tantradarinyaki Swaha. Om Tarahayaki Swaha. Om Tulajayaki Swaha. Om Gati Tantragocharayaki Swaha. Om Triparayaki Swaha. Om Tridashayaki Swaha. Om Tridastayaki Swaha. Om Tridrasuragatinyaki Swaha. Om Trigunayaki Swaha. Om Trikurashtayaki Swaha. Om Trimatrayaki Swaha. Om Tridastutayaki Swaha. Om Tripatyayaki Swaha. Om Troyaki Swaha. Om Trignayaki Swaha. Om Turyayaki Swaha. Om Tripureshwarayaki Swaha. Om Trikodastrastayaki Swaha. Om Trividayaki Swaha. Om Trilokyayaki Swaha. Om Tripuratmikayaki Swaha. Om Trikamyaki Swaha. Om Tridashabrayaki Swaha. Trachayaki Swaha. Om Triprapasniyaki Swaha. Om Tripardayaki Swaha. Om Tripatyaki Swaha. Om Karayaki Swaha. Om Trivurti Chanamyaki Swaha. Om Itwarayaki Swaha. Om Tridivayaki Swaha. Om Tridiveshayaki Swaha. Om Abhideyaki Swaha. Om Trilokadaryaki Swaha. Om Trimurti Swaha. Om Trichanamyaki Swaha. Om Tribhuve Swaha. Om Triprasundaryaki Swaha. Om Tapasvinyaki Swaha. Om Tatamyashayaki Swaha. Om Turunyaki Swaha. Om Tarupinyaki Swaha. Om Tapasyaki Swaha. Om Tapasyaki Swaha. Om Tapati Swaha. Om Tamopahayaki Swaha. Om Margapratikashayaki Swaha. Om Tapakanchana Sanipayaki Swaha. Om Mandyayaki Dinyaki Swaha. Om Taparupayaki Swaha. Om Trilokyamakikayaki Swaha. Om Ishwarayaki Swaha. Om Tardikyaki Swaha. Om Tarkavidyayaki Swaha. Om Papatraya Vinasinyaki Swaha. Om Tripushkarayaki Swaha. Om Trikalagayaki Swaha. Om Trisanyayaki Swaha. Om Trilochanayaki Swaha. Om Trimargayaki Swaha. Om Trikasayaki Swaha. Om Tapasiddhayaki Swaha. Om Adyokshatayaki Swaha. Om Adyokyayaki Swaha. Om Aparnayaki Swaha. Om Avantikayaki Swaha. Om Karikayaki Swaha. Om Tirtharupayaki Swaha. Om Tirthayaki Swaha. Om Tirthakarayaki Swaha. Om Dharidra Dukadalinyaki Swaha. Om Abhinayaki Swaha. Om Dinavatsalayaki Swaha. Om Dinanantapriyayaki Swaha. Om Dirgayaki Swaha. Om Dayapurnayaki Swaha. Om Dayapnikayaki Swaha. Om Devatama Sampujayaki Swaha. Om Devanam Priyakarinyaki Swaha. Om Davaksha Putri Swaha. Om Dakshimatre Swaha. Dakshaya Vinasinyai Swaha, Devasube Swaha, Dakshinaya Swaha, Dakshaya Swaha, Durgaya Swaha, Durgati Nasinyai Swaha, Devaki Karvasamutaya Swaha, Durgadoya Vinasinyai Swaha, Amataya Swaha, Amatahasinya Swaha, Dorodaya Swaha, Dorokamadinya Swaha, Devaki Swaha, Devikaya Swaha, Devya Swaha, Durikani Swaha, Tanya Swaha, Gandhya Swaha, Galakya Swaha, Shikraya Swaha, Dwarikaya Swaha, Dwaravatya Swaha, Anandota Dimadhyasaya Swaha, Kati Sutroy Palamkataya Swaha, Doradina Manya Swaha, Duka Dusvananasiya Swaha, Srimaya Swaha, Srimati Swaha, Srishaya Swaha, Srikarya Swaha, Sri Bhavabhavi Swaha, Sridaya Swaha, Sri Maya Swaha, Sri Nivasaya Swaha, Sri Mati Swaha, Sri Devi Swaha, Sri Mati Swaha, Gate Swaha, Danadaya Swaha, Davinya Swaha, Dandaya Swaha, Danadaya Swaha, Danashavinya Swaha, Davini Pushpasankashaya Swaha, Danagaraya Swaha, Danajaya Swaha, Durabaya Swaha, Duradoyatni Swaha, Damalaya Swaha, Damalakriya Swaha, Duramakaya Swaha, Duranetraya Swaha, Durakeshi Swaha, Durasaraya Swaha, Duranya Swaha, Narinya Swaha, Durayaya Swaha, Duraya Swaha, Dachya Swaha, Durayaya Swaha, Davinya Swaha, Darinya Swaha, Om Namo Iti, Om Bhu Swaha, Om Bhuva Swaha, Om Swaha Swaha, Om Bhurbhuva Swaha Swaha. Namaste, everyone. Let's return to page 103, and we'll go to name number 451. She who causes illumination. She who illuminates. She who sings like a parrot. She who is the beloved of Tulsi. She who is all synthesis. And these are all the names that apply to Tantra. And Tantra means the synthesis of all your knowledge. It actually, the etymology of the word is to weave, like the warp and the woof of a cloth. And when you weave together all your branches of knowledge, then you're a tantric. When you utilize many forms of knowledge and apply them together as a holistic body of knowledge, then you're tantric. So Tantra actually means to weave together, to synthesize, to put together. So in our tradition, we have asana, pranayama, mudras, kriyas. We have the subjects of Sanskrit, vyakaran, grammar, ucharan, pronunciation, darshan, shastra, philosophy, astrology, jyotish, padoti, itihas and sahitya, the history and literature. When you recite a mantra, you look at the history and you read the literature about the history so you understand the context in which this mantra was revealed. And then you look at the grammar so you can understand how do you pronounce it. What does it mean? What is its philosophical import in my life? How do I apply that to my life? And now all of this together becomes a padhoti, a system of worship, which I sit down and I say, Om Sriman Mahaganadipatake Namaha. And now we're going to do a puja or a pat or a homa, or we're going to make a padhoti based on the synthesis of all the branches of knowledge that we've studied reference to this subject. And that is the meaning of Tantra. It's a little bit more embellished than what you might find in the ads in the local magazines. So Tantra actually means to synthesize. Tantra Rupaya Dinama, she who is the form of synthesis. She who is the knowledge of synthesis. She who supports synthesis. You want to synthesize your knowledge, use it all. Don't exclude any of your learning experiences. It's all valuable. Either you learn what you don't want to do again, or you learn what you want to try to replicate. If it works, use it. She who is the illuminator who takes away the darkness. She who is beyond all comparison. She who travels with the light of the Dakini Tantra. Now the Dakinis, Shakinis, Wakinis, Lakinis, Hakinis, they are all different groups of kinis. They are the energies which reside within our chakras, which bring the energy higher and higher and higher. So all of these Dakinis, Lakinis, Hakinis, Sakinis, and I think there are a couple of I omitted. I'm going to give an errors and omissions clause in this statement. She is the light of the Dakini Tantra. She is the light which illuminates the synthesis of all the energies which rise and cause us to rise up. She who dwells in the three cities, the gross body, subtle body, or causal body, and she dwells in the Pashubhav. When we only respond with our animalistic tendencies, we respond emotionally. All we want is eating, sleeping, and mating. And in our Virya Bhav, when we are in our middle chakras, where we are striving to rise above our animalistic nature and become a hero, someone who is striving to maintain the light. And our Divya Bhav. And the Divya Bhav is the upper chakras, especially the Agnya Chakra and the Sahasrara. And this divine illumination. Just staying in that divine illumination. The three cities. She was the goddess of the 30 gods. And there are 30 gods and there are 33 crore gods. So there are a lot of different enumerations of the 30. And she is the 30 forms of divinity, the 30 forms of illumination. She who resides in all the threes, she resides in the threes. And that is Uma, Aim, Reim, Kling, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, creation, preservation, transformation. She who destroyed the ruler of the duality in the three cities. So Triparasura was the ruler of duality in the three cities. And he continually spread duality over the three cities so that everyone who went to any city would find duality there. She who has three qualities, Sattva, Raja, Tama. She resides in the three angles, and remember that trikona, the triangle, the equilateral triangle in the center of the yantra, she resides in the middle of it. She who is the mother of the three. Remember, she was Sarvasadya Mahalakshmi, Triguna Parameshwari, and she was, the first and foremost was Mahalakshmi, who was the embodiment of the three gunas, and then she said, okay, well, I'm going to make all the other gunas manifest. And so she took and became, from one part she became Mahakali, and from the other part she became Mahasaraswati, and she remained Mahalakshmi in her own part. She is the mother of the three. She who is situated in the three angles, we already discussed the triangle, the equilateral triangle. All the threes are in perfect harmony and balance. No one is demonstratively superior to any other. That's the meaning of the equilateral triangle. It's equal on all sides. And that means perfect equilibrium. And that is the meaning of nirgun. Nirgun of the nirgun has two meanings, of course. Nir means without. Gun means quality. So there is without any demonstrative quality, or nirgun, nir means water. And she is the quality of water, and the quality of water is it's always in equilibrium. It's always in balance. No matter which way I turn the pot, the water will be level. It will always be equal. So she is the knowledge of the three, the mother of the three. She's situated in the three. She who is three. She who removes the three bonds. She who is beyond. And what's beyond the three? The Bindu. She is the Bindu. And in name number 474, she who is the supreme ruler of the three cities. She who resides in the threefold digestive power. She can digest anything. She who creates the three divisions. She who is the three worlds. She who is the soul of the three cities. She who resides in the three dwelling places. She who is served by the 30 gods. She who is the three letters. And then again you could say Uma, or you could say Aim, Reim, Claim. We've got lots of three letters. She who dwells in the three cities. She who has three colors or castes. She who has three syllables. She who illuminates. She who is the mother of the three deities. She who makes the journey. She who is the three divine lights. She who is shown as the three divine lights. She who is the foremost goddess. She who supports the three worlds. She who is the three deities. She who is the three mothers. She who is the three worlds. She who is the beautiful one of three places. Tripura Sundari. The beautiful one. She's Sundari. In the three places. She who performs austerities. Now, tapas actually means heat and light. And we know it as pure heat and light. Because it's tapas. But you know that every movement produces friction. Every movement produces a vibration, and every vibration is a result of friction, and all friction creates heat. And every action that anyone performs is tapasya. It's all tapas. Tapasya deva deva toargoayam taposhi sharvam pratishtitam tasmat tapaha sreshta. Tapasya Deva Devato Argo Ayang. Initially, all the gods became gods because of the performance of tapasya. Taposi Sarvam Pratishtitang. Within tapasya resides the entire creation. Everything that comes into manifestation. Tasmat, therefore. Tapaha, do your tapasya. And Sreshta, realize the ultimate. The entire creation is doing tapasya if we have the eyes to see. But primarily we refer to tapasya from our perspective as austerities. Any motivated action performed for the purpose of that, adding heat. And heat produces purity, clarity. So any action that we're doing to add heat or purification or clarity to any circumstance or to improve the situation of others is tapas. So she who performs tapasya, austerities, she who is sincere in performing austerities, and that is a key ingredient because you can give lip service to platitudes, but sincerity is understood through your behavior. How real is this to us? Is this something that we're just doing because it's a nice way to pass the time? Or is it something we're doing because somebody told me to do? Or is it something that we're doing because we really feel it and believe it? That's sincerity. And that comes back to our key ingredient that Ramakrishna explained, vyakulta. And we call that deep, sincere longing that makes us to perform with complete attentiveness. It's not that we're just sitting down and watching our mind go to the movies, but we are sincere in performing austerities. We really want it. And then it's ours. She who is progressive. She who is the form of the illuminator. She who is dark, unknowable. Also, Thomas, it doesn't mean necessarily dark in the form of bad. It also means dark in the form of rest. If we say that sattva is being and raja is becoming, then tamas is rest. And you have to have rest in order to rejuvenate. So kama guna is jnana shakti. Because that tamas allows the light to shine within. We're no longer looking outside. She is the light of wisdom. Tapasya, she who is light. She who destroys affliction. She who takes away the darkness. That's what the light does. Remember the story of darkness complaining to God. The sun is always chasing me around the earth. Please, I want to rest. Tell him to stop. God called the sun. Sun. Sun came, darkness ran away. Son, I created this creation with harmony and peace, and there's a place for every individual in my creation. Why are you always chasing your brother, darkness, around the earth? You never give him a chance to sit down. Every time he wants to rest, even for a moment, you come behind and he has to flee. Son, what is the meaning of this behavior? Son says, Lord, you please excuse me, I have never seen darkness. You come and show darkness to me, and I promise I won't chase him away. She who is the illumination of the rising sun. She who shines like melted gold. She who's crazy. and we who are crazy for her. Just like Ram Prasad used to sing, Mother, infect me with your craziness. She was the form of the vows of sacrifice. And remember, we talked about sacrifice at length last night. There are so many different forms of sacrifice. In the Bhagavad Gita, in chapter 5, we have so many enumerations. Some people sacrifice with their prana. Some people sacrifice with their karma. Some people sacrifice with their gyan. Some people sacrifice with mantra. Some people sacrifice with tantra. Some people sacrifice with yantra. All these know what is sacrifice. Now, she is the form of the vows of sacrifice, and you gotta have a vow of sacrifice in order to come closer to her. She who is the well of the three worlds. Where do you go to get nourishment? Where do you go to irrigate your crops? The well of mom. She who is the supreme goddess. She who is excellent at debate. Try and convince her otherwise. She's going to have her way anyway. She who is the knowledge of debate. She who destroys the three fires. And we have so many different fires. Of course, we have the sun, the moon, and the third eye. And the fire are the three eyes of the divinity. We have the fire of digestion, the fire of the heart, and the fire outside. We have so many declinations of the three fires. She was the cause of the three kinds of nourishment. That which nourishes your body, that which nourishes your mind, and that which nourishes your soul. She who has knowledge of the three times. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. The past, the present, and the future. She was the three times of prayer. And remember, for us Sri Vidya meditators, there are 4 types of prayer. The sandhya means the junction when night becomes, joins into morning. We call that Brahma Muhurt, or the dawn. At the junction between the morning and the afternoon, that's midday. The junction between the afternoon and the evening, that's the junction between the afternoon and the night is evening. So morning, noon, and evening, and for we Sri Vidya meditators, there is the junction between the night and the morning, which is midnight. So she is the 3 times of prayer. She who has 3 eyes. She who has 3 objectives in life. And that's all. Perfect harmony in the gross body, the subtle body, and the cosmic body. She who resides in the 3 objectives. She who gives the attainment of austerities. You get the fruit of your karma. She was born from religious knowledge. And let's say that religion comes from the root religere. And religere means to rely upon. The knowledge upon which we rely is our religious knowledge. We believe it. We really rely upon it. It's not just a head trip or something we're trying to convince ourselves of. There's a sincerity there, a vakulata there. She who dwells in Ayodhya, and that means, of course, Yudh means war, Ayudh means no war. She's a peacenik. The place of perfect peace. She dwells in Ayodhya. She's Sita. She who is indivisible. She who dwells in Ujjain. And remember, Krishna studied in Ujjain, and Shiva, Mahakaleshwar, is in Ujjain, and Ujjain is a seat of religious learning in Western India. She was a concise statement of doctrine. Excuse me, the Chipra River also flows through Ujjain. and she is a very important river. She was a concise statement of doctrine. She is the tattva gyan. She is concise statement of the principles of wisdom. She was the form of the pilgrimage places. Where do you want to go? What are you doing with this life? Where are you going in life? She is the form of the pilgrimage places. She who is a pilgrimage place. She who is the effect of a pilgrimage place. She who remains pain and affliction. She who is noble. She whose children are lowly. That's us. And lowly also means humble and reliant, dependent upon Mom. We're calling you with sincerity. Hey, Mom, pay attention to us. She who is the beloved of the Lord of the day. She who has long life. She who has perfect compassion. She who is the soul of compassion. She who is worshipped by the gods and asuras. She who is the cause of the love of the gods. She who is the daughter of ability. And we have discussed the Daksh, the father of Sati, and also the ability, the capacity to evolve creation. He is Daksh Prajapati. He is the progenitor of all the Praja. He's the Pati, the Lord of all the Praja, all the beings born. Daksh, that is ability, talent, skill, capacity, and she is his daughter. She who is the mother of ability. She gave birth to her father. She was the destroyer of Daksha's sacrifice. She was the excellent being of the gods. She who is preferred. She who has ability. She who removes difficulties. She who destroys affliction. She who shines in the womb of Devaki. Actually, Devaki gave birth to Krishna. She who destroys the duality of affliction. She who is lofty. She who dwells in a very high place. And also, she who has filled with laughter. She who swings on a swing. She's a swinger. Our mom is really a swinger. She who takes great delight in swinging on a swing. She who is Devaki. And remember, that's the mother of Krishna. She who is the goddess. She who is divine. She who destroys the wicked. She who strikes like lightning. She who is obstacles. And believe me, when we see all obstacles as the manifestation of Mother, they cease to be obstacles. They just become an opportunity for darshan. She who is delicate like crystal. She who is the Kshipra river. We just talked about that river that runs through Ujjain. She who dwells in Dwarka. Dwarka is in the coast of Kutch in southwestern Gujarat. That's where Krishna made his home. She was the spirit of Dwarka. She resides in the midst of blissful waters. She was adorned with a thread at her waist. She who extinguishes frightening fires. She who destroys the pain of bad dreams. She who manifests respect. And remember, this Sri is respect. And this Sri, Shat means Shanti. Ra means your mind. E means your heart or intuition. Anuswar means perfection. Shrim is the perfection of peace in your mind and your heart. And now she manifests perfect peace, which is respect. How can you respect another person unless you listen to them or perceive them with peace in your mind and your heart? If you're thinking about what you're going to say in rebuttal, that's not listening with respect. She who is respected, she who is most excellent, she who is the effect of respect. What is the effect of respect? When you give respect, you get the prasad of your offering. She who has the attitude of respect, she who gives respect, she who is the mother of respect, she who resides in respect, she who is respected, she who is respect, she who is respected again, and again, and again. Only we can worship her with respect, with the perfection of peace in our minds and our hearts. She who is the refuge, she who is the giver of wealth, she who is peace, she who has teeth, but she doesn't bite. She who is the giver of the ideals of perfection, Dharmadai. She who is extremely wealthy. And there are three kinds of wealth that she offers. She offers us physical wealth, which is supposedly valid to be used in order to cultivate intellectual wealth, which is important in order to achieve human wealth, which is the health and happiness of a human being. And she's extremely wealthy on every level. She's a rich lady. She who radiates like a pomegranate flower. She who is the dwelling place of all wealth. She who is victorious over wealth. She who shines through the duality of obscure perception. And now look at that obscure perception when we are caught in the duality of only seeing our own desires and can't listen to what anyone else is saying. She shines through that duality. She who destroys the duality of obscure perception. She who is dazzling white. She who loves dazzling white, and that stands for complete purity. She whose infirmity is obscure. She who has obscure perception. She who has smoky hair. She who is gray. She who is the earth. She who supports. She who has intelligence. She who supports. She who creates. She who gives endurance. She who provides a house. And she who is virtuous. And let's stop right here tonight and see if there are any questions. Yes, please, Ambika.
Swamiji, can you speak a little bit more about sincerity and how we can perhaps do something before we begin our sadhana to develop our sincerity in a sincere way, not with our ego coming into play?
Well, the only way to cultivate sincerity is to pray for sincerity. Please, Mom, I'm praying to you with the greatest sincerity of which I'm capable, that you give me greater sincerity. And every opportunity we get, we want Shud Pavitra, Chirstai, Vyakulta, Ananya Bhakti. We want pure, sincere, clear, infinite, intense devotion, so that we can be more sincere, that you give us greater sincerity, that we'll pray to you with greater attention. And that's our prayer every day. Just make us more sincere at what we do, so that we actually pay attention to you. And it works. And it expands in a geometrical progression. It just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and it becomes our reality, so that we get up in the morning and your feet know the way to the temple. You just want to get up and go and stay there and do what you can in order to demonstrate the sincerity of your devotion. That's the objective. To demonstrate the sincerity of our devotion so that we become more devoted. So we become even more sincere. So that it becomes our only reality. Other questions?
Actually, Dan from New Jersey.
Yes, Dan. Namaste.
He had a very similar question. He's saying, can we consciously increase our Vyakulta, or is it something that comes on its own accord?
We can consciously pray to her to give it to us at her own accord. And then we're doing something. I'm not just going to sit here and say, gee, I wish I loved you really. I'm going to say, I love you so much that I'm praying to you to make me love you more. That's my prayer to you. That's why I'm sitting here. And I have no capacity to control my mind, but I'm promising you I won't move my knees. I can do that much. No one ever died from cramping the foot. So let me say, I love you so sincerely that I'm not going to move my knees until I recite the last mantra of this text of my Sankalpa. And maybe that will propitiate the goddess. Maybe that will demonstrate to you how sincere I'm trying to pray to you for greater sincerity. Maybe. And I'll learn another mantra this week. In fact, I'll learn one every day. Do you know if you learned a mantra a day for a year, you know more than the most 90% of the pundits of India? If you learned a mantra a day for 2 years, you'd have the whole Chandi memorized. If you learned a mantra a day for 3 years, you'd have the Chandi and the Cosmic Puja. And this is an indication, a small indication of the sincerity with which I want to love you. I don't want to read in the book, it says here on page 128, I love you. I want to look you in the eye and say, Mom, you're my mom. I love you. Please bless me with greater sincerity so I can really look at you. These are my words. These aren't those some rishi's words that he wrote down thousands of years ago. This is my expression of what's going on in my heart, what's going on in my life. This is my relationship with you. These are the nicest way I can possibly phrase what I'm feeling. But I want to look at you when I'm feeling it and make sure you understand. Do you know the eyes are a mirror of the soul? Look inside the eyes and you can see the soul. Is there sincerity or somebody a little bit unsure of themselves. You look them in the eye and tell me that. And let's see this situation eye to eye. Mom, I really want you to look at me, just as I want to look at you, and that's called trato. That's how we look at each other. Through the eyes of sincerity. Not, I really want to love you. But Mom, in a state of attention, I am praying to love you more. Yes, please.
Swamiji, you talked briefly about tapasya,
Yes.
and you mentioned two elements. One was sincerity
Heat and light. And sincerity
and also service. And my question is, what is the difference between tapasya that's done in the monastery or in a monastic setting and tapasya of someone who lives in the world and serves others with sincerity and devotion?
There is no difference. Wherever you go, you're in the world. There's no worry that you will go where you're not in the world. The world is there. As long as you got a body, as long as you got a stomach, as long as you got to feed yourself, you got a world. So there's no difference in the tapasya. The difference is in the quality of your mind. If you have a beautiful mind saying what a privilege it is for me to feed my family, then you're doing tapasya every meal you cook. If you have a bogus mind in the ashram and you say, oh gosh, I gotta cook for all these losers. That guy left his cup in the sink, that one left the crumbs on the table, that one left a napkin on the floor. I gotta pick up after all these jerks. You're not doing tapasya. It's better to have a mind full of joy and appreciation for the service that we get the privilege of offering as the privilege of demonstrating the sincerity of our love. And that's tapasya. And I got this job that I gotta sweep the floor now. That's not tapasya. I don't care if you're in a house or you're in a monastery. Now, the difference between sitting tapasya and active tapasya, we got to do them both. We discussed that last night. By meditation, we overcome death, and by work in the world, we achieve immortality. We must do them both. There's only so many hours a day you can sit. How much sit can you do? How long can you sit? 2 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours. They're 24 hours in a day. What are you going to do with the rest of the time? You say, oh, I did my sitting. I'm done with my tapasya. You're not done with tapasya until you're done with life. All of life is tapasya. If you just sit around idly, you're wasting your time, you're wasting your life. An idle mind is a devil's workshop. You will start to daydream. And your mind will go over here and go over there, and you'll become the chummer. Sometimes this way, sometimes that way. Oh, maybe I'll go see that guru. Maybe that form of tapasya is better. I can sit for 15 minutes over there and sit for 15 minutes over there. And no way. You're not done until the fat lady sings. It's tapasya. All of life, sarvam pratishtita, all of existence is doing the tapasya, and until tapasya doesn't become the way of our lives, we haven't understood the first letter of ta. Pas. Yeah.
So Swamiji, when you say become a way of our life, you mean until we have the attitude that everything we are doing is a privilege and an offering to God.
Right. And then, therefore, Therefore, tasmi, therefore, I'm going to pay attention to what I'm doing. Pay attention to my action, because this action is an offering to God. And I'm going to strive for the optimum efficiency in what I'm doing, because this action is the demonstration of the sincerity of my love. And therefore, and now I'm paying attention and I'm being efficient, and I'm going to use the optimum resources to perform this action with no waste, and without too much, without too little. And therefore, I'm going to do a good job the first time, so I don't have to get yelled at or called back or gotta go back and do it again. I'm not going to sweep the stuff under the carpet. I'm just going to do the job fully, completely, and perfectly. I'm going to do it right the first time, to the best of my capacity. Yes, please.
About the pasha again, you're saying that it is the heat that purifies?
Yes.
Is that why when we do a job, complete a job, that we feel we've done well, that's why it feels good?
Yeah, it sure does feel good. It feels so good because we know when we did it to our best. And we can say with all sincerity, hey God, we did the best we could on this, and here's the fruit. You give me what portion you think I'm entitled to. You distribute the rest amongst your devotees any way you see fit. And that is sacrifice. Whether it be shouting at the fire, or chopping a tree, or building a temple, or doing the dishes, doesn't make any difference. It's the bhav. It's the attitude with which we do it.
Swamiji, then should we be choosing actions which we can do, which we know we can do efficiently?
No. Cheating.
You can't.
Stacking the deck.
You have to come back again. If you choose actions which you
can't only do the ones you want. You gotta do them all. Every situation in life that confronts us, we will have to deal with. Oh, I'm sorry, you don't fit my criteria. I'm not going to deal with you. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. You are not entitled to pick and choose. Life itself will present the circumstances, and we are privileged to overcome the obstacles and find out how to negotiate the circumstances to evolve the greatest harmony and put everyone into the bliss of our harmony and achieve our objectives. It's not fair to say, oh, I'm just going to do the ones I like. It won't work. You're driving down the street. It's Joe driving. And here comes a car, not paying attention. They don't look at you, and they hit your car. You have an accident. You can't get out of the car and say, you know, I don't choose to deal with this. This isn't my most efficient moment. I'm much better as a professor of economics and statistics, and I'd rather teach marketing in the university, so I'm just walking away from this situation. You can't. You gotta deal with what you gotta deal with. And when you gotta deal with it. It's not like we get to pick and choose the circumstances until we design a life that's designed to make the most conducive environment that we can control to make us the minimum amount of extraneous activity. That's what the ashram does. It gives us an opportunity to design a life so that we have the minimum amount of extraneous activity. But people can't just come into the ashram and say, okay, I'm dumping all my worldly cares, and you take care of the world, and now I'm going to sit here and minimize my extraneous activities. You do it. I'm not going to. You're pretty good at it. Look at what you've done with your extraneous activities. You do it for me too. I'm dumping here. That doesn't work either. That creates a dependency. That's not freedom. And dependency is the opposite of liberation. It's a bondage. You have to learn how to way that they confront us, from the space of being in the ashram, being centered, being poised, being gung-ho, being excited and illuminated by the opportunities to serve God and show her, demonstrate for her the sincerity of our love. And that's going to come in the circumstances that we didn't anticipate. We weren't looking for those, and that's not part of my job description. That's the time when she tests us. Oh, do you really love me? Or is it all a bunch of talk? Are you writing poetry on paper? Or do you really sincerely look me in the eye, look life in the eye, look circumstances in the eye, and confront the circumstances and stand up to the challenge? That's the test. Sorry to be so long-winded, Dan, but you hit a funny bone on my body. I have a raw nerve exposed. Because there is a big sign outside the Davy Wonder says, no dumping. And still people come to dump. They come and they say, please relinquish me from all my worldly cares. I'm dumping here. You care. I don't want it. And you know what they get?
Swamiji, question from Marsha from
Yes,
LA.
Yes, Marsha, namaste.
Is the name number 563?
563.
This is Goravni Daha Damanyai Swaha, she who extinguishes frightening fires.
Yes.
Referring to her being the subduer of our destructive emotions.
Yes. Very much so, Marsha. And also, she is the way we respond to the frightening fires that come approaching us. Because in life, there are so many circumstances which come to us as a forest conflagration. They come and they want to consume us, and she extinguishes it for us. Because of our love and our faith in her, we remain centered, poised, and don't freak out. When we see it coming, we say, okay, what's the best thing to do? Give me a plan of action. Give me a plan. And now we can extinguish the fire outside, we can extinguish the fire inside, and we can illuminate the fire of love. The passion to demonstrate our sincerity to her. That passion, that fire of love that makes us... So the frightening fires are the ones that want to consume us from outside. And the beneficial fires, the beneficent fires, are the ones that cause the illumination inside. And the yajna is the union between the fire inside and the fire outside. And now, with my love, with my focus, with my attentiveness, the fire inside becomes the complete reflection of the fire outside. And that's the union between the two fires. It can control the fire outside by controlling the fire within. Om Sam Saraswati Namaha. Namaste.